smartphone. So this is a new 5.5 inch smartphone. Just got to do the knock code to wake it up, and I'll show you some of the desktop and everything. So as you can see, it's a nice Android desktop, but with a heavy LG custom interface as usual. They pack tons of features in as always, so we probably won't even cover like half of them in this video. It's a 5.5 inch 2560 by 1440 Quad HD screen is how they describe it. Basically that means it's about 538 pixels per inch, which is the sharpest smartphone screen out right now. As you can see, it's pretty impressive. You certainly can't see the pixels even getting in really close. Beautiful clarity to all of it. Here's some random stock images that are on there. If we turn it this way so you can see better. Now, the LG G2, the phone before this, was well known for its beautifully sharp screen, but this just looks absolutely stunning. Seriously, could not see any pixels on there. It's almost like you're staring at a real life image. Captures the colours and everything absolutely gorgeously. Looks very natural, but at the same time very bold, very standout. And also you can see, just from simply flipping around it as well, is it's very nice performance. Snapdragon processor in there. Certainly seems to make the most of it. So having up at the camera, it's a 13 megapixel. Oh, we're in selfie mode, so there we are there. One of LG's new features in this is the gesture mode. So basically you can take a selfie simply by forming a fist. We'll see if this actually works. I'm not sure if it's turned on or not. Oh, looks like it. There we go. So you don't actually have to fiddle with buttons or anything. There we go. Beautiful selfie of us. Tap there. There we are. That's actually a pretty impressive selfie camera. 2.1 megapixels, so nice and sharp. So if we go into the main camera now, this is the main 13 megapixel camera. It's got all kinds of crazy technology behind it. So one of the main things is optical image stabilization. It's supposed to keep your subjects nice and sharp, even if you're sort of moving the camera around a little bit, as you want to do. So as you can see, it's really quick at taking shots as well. And if we sort of shake it around as we're taking the shots, hopefully it should still come out reasonably crisp. Well, that's a bit blurry, so that didn't work too good. I was probably getting a little bit carried away with the shaking. But as you can see, with minimal shake, it's producing a nice sharp picture. It's pretty dingy in here, as you'd expect from a demo showroom. They're always pretty rubbish lighting conditions, but it's coming out pretty nice. You can also shoot full video, so that'll be full HD as you'd expect. Just like that. And there'll be a number of different camera modes we can shoot in as well. Magic focus, I'm guessing, involves the funky laser focus, which is one of the other main camera features. Basically, the laser autofocus is supposed to snap onto a subject in about 200 milliseconds, just a little bit over. So that means there's minimal time between you pressing the shutter button and it actually taking the photo. It's always good if you're taking action shots and things like that. Shots of your cat running around being a little nightmare. So from the main desktop, you see you can go into the notifications bar, and in typical LG style, they've absolutely rammed it full of stuff. So you've got the likes of Q Slide now, which means you can basically open up a couple of different apps in tiny little windows on the home screen, drag them around. So you can normally open sort of a couple at once. So there we go, we've got a TV app running and a video app. And the processor seems to be handling it absolutely fine. We can jump through the desktops as normal, run other stuff in the background, you know, browse the web if you want to, for instance, while watching the video. Of course, it's not ideal watching it in a tiny little screen, so you can get it on full screen if you like. Let's just get rid of this. If you go back into the notifications bar, you've also got the likes of Q Voice, so you can like make little notes. Q Remote, which basically turns your phone into a remote control, as you'd expect. And you can edit the notifications to throw in all of the features you want. As you can see, there are quite a lot of features. In terms of the battery life, it's a 3000 milliamp battery, and so that should keep you going all day. And even more impressively, you can charge it wirelessly now. So all you need to do is stick it onto one of the docks, which we'll hopefully get some shots of later. And you don't need to plug it into the dock or anything. You literally stick it on there and it'll start charging wirelessly. So that'll save a nice effort. Right, in terms of the actual design of the LG G3, if we turn it around, you can see it now has a nice metallic back. You see that okay? Yeah. So yeah, it's now got a nice metallic design to it, whereas the LG G2 was a bit plasticky, felt a little bit cheap, which is a shame. It was one of our sort of main bugbears of an otherwise brilliant phone. The LG G3 is now nice and metallic. It feels very robust, squeezing hard on that, and there's no flex whatsoever. And of course you can see it's still got the rear mounted button for changing the volume and actually turning the thing on as well. So if we go back to the front, you can see quick tap of it turns it off, another quick tap turns it on again. So that's just the main button in the middle there. Around the camera you've got the dual LED flash in the centre and everything. So yeah, it's been updated, the rear mounted button from the LG G2. So far it feels quite nice. It'll be interesting to see how intuitive it is. The LG G2 took a little bit of getting used to. We were constantly tapping on the sides, looking for the power button just simply because we're so used to it. But got high hopes that it'll work well on the G3. As you can see, it's also quite a thin smartphone as well, which is quite impressive considering how much is packed inside. And considering it's a 5.5-inch screen as well, it's actually quite comfortable to clutch. Probably feels roughly the same size as the likes of the S5. In fact, I've just got the S5. Can you just grab that second? So as you can see, we've got the LG G3 side by side with the Samsung Galaxy S5. And this is a 5.1-inch smartphone compared to the 5.5-inch LG. And as you can see, there's not actually that much difference in the size of the thing. Like height-wise, it's about the same. Width-wise, the LG's a tiny bit thicker, a tiny bit wider rather, but it's probably just as thin. And yeah, like that really is impressive. You can see the difference is just shaved off the side of the screen basically. The LG G3 has got practically no bezel at all, whereas the Samsung Galaxy S5 has got a bit of a thicker bezel there. And it's amazing how much difference that actually makes. So despite the fact it's a 5.5-incher, it's pretty comfortable to operate. Still, obviously, for gentlemen and ladies with larger hands, I would say, you could probably just about get away with using it one-handed, but definitely in two-handed, it's a lot more comfortable to flip through the screens and everything. Other few little features that LG's added, they've got LG Health now, so of course, big health craze, everyone's obsessed with not dropping dead of a heart attack. So, got the LG G Health, go through the usual terms and conditions, stick in all of your stats and everything, and basically you can do, it's got a pedometer in it and everything, so you can do jogging, walking, whatever you want, and it'll keep track of your stats. You've also now got the new Smart Notice feature, which is supposed to basically give you little tips and tricks about to get the most out of the phone. So for instance, if you've got apps on there that you haven't used for a couple of months, then it'll tell you to delete them. It'll also tell you if somebody's called you and like sort of give you a little reminder to call them back, things like that. So that could be a small little feature, or it could be a pain in the arse. We'll find out after we've used the phone for a week or two. This is actually the Korean model of the LG G3, so you'll notice a little addition on the top here, which you won't see on the UK version, which is a nice little aerial, a nice big aerial actually. You could probably stab people with that if you really wanted to. Yeah, I don't know why the Koreans are so obsessed with aerials, but we definitely won't be seeing that in the UK version. So, in summary, that's the LG G3, a 5.5-inch smartphone with a Quad HD display. Looks nice and fast, 13-megapixel camera that's got lots of funky features, including the weird selfie gesture thing, and plenty of extra LG stuff thrown into Android to give you extra value for money.